He's doing it.
All right. Welcome everybody to Legendary Tales. We're back on episode 50. Yeah, and I think we have a recap, and then we'll get right into it.
I like how you zoomed in on the great artwork for the.
I did. I absolutely did. This is the last episode. This is what Lorishik and Rep were doing while the other ones were actually playing the game. This is great.
And the reason that only half of us played the game is because we split up the party.
Yep, they split the party.
We basically ran into the issue that Loershik was melting from pixels, and Sior, the Soulforged that we found, needed to be awakened. We didn't want to have Sior be in danger without being awakened, and we didn't want Loershik to melt. So we split up. Sabas and Vidar went to Irelis with Sior. We ran into a homeless guy who was near the entrance to where the Soulforger was. He was sleeping next to a fog wall of sorts that melted stuff that we put into it. He pointed us in the direction that we could dispel magic it, and we went and got stuck talking to Terry and Gusha, who claimed that their collar was stolen by Boris the Beholder. Boris knew that his blood was stolen and wanted that back, so we brokered a trade. And Terry and Gusha dispelled it for us after much shenanigans of, trying to get them to fight each other or whatever. They didn't fight. Everything turned out safe. Then we found out that the homeless guy was actually an angel, I believe. And so he couldn't be used for blood magic. Sabas donated her blood to the cause. And we got in and woke up Sior. And then we went to sleep behind a hidden wall to wait out the cooldown on the Yeet Stone.
Very much so, and that's where we're at. And Loershik and Technician were going north, but they dropped in on Elekna. Why is that? That they don't have peepees. Lizard folk do not have ding dongs.
I'm making.
So, they're going from Elekna to Venuskund because they heard from Kuzma that the Voice of Glee is being captured and being taken to Kor for interrogation / possible execution. So, Casimir, the man himself, and Casimir, Lorishik, and Technician have all arrived at Elekna. And keep in mind, all this stuff is happening at once. So, our Sabas and Vidar, they're talking to Gusha and doing their stuff over there and waiting the time period for the Yeet Stone to recharge before they can leave. So, that being said, Lorishik, Technician, and Casimir, you arrive in Elekna. And I don't remember if you spent a lot of time here, if you passed through it, so you arrive outside of Elekna. Because I'm pretty sure you didn't stay here for very long, did you?
No, I think last time was we were just passing through. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure we just passed through.
Okay. Yeah, so you arrive on basically the eastern side of Elekna, just outside the sort of town. Not really, they're palisade walls. They're not like really big or anything like that. They're just normal sized. What are you guys doing?
1, we should get horses. 2, while we travel to be in front of the Inquisitors. 3, we should discuss what our plan is. Casimir, do you have thoughts?
I do not.
Lorechik, your thoughts?
We should be sneaky. I would like to take out the threat. Do you have any more grenades?
I have 1 grenades. If we are to inventory our assets, I also have a large bag of soulweed. This gives me an idea. Casimir, what are the 2 constants in life?
I don't know.
I will give you a hint. The first one is death.
In Texas.
Yes. I propose that we stop them by... Just lost my voice entirely for a second there. That was great. I propose that we stop them by impersonating agents of the Artstat Revenue Services and Entitlements Department.
Artstat Revenue Services and Entitle ARSE.
Arse.
We could get
Yes,
little
arse.
robes with arse embroidered on it.
Yes, let us pretend we are arse.
I like this idea. Do they know? Is this a real department?
Amazingly, yes. See, I haven't done a Square of Time since the Square of Time, so now we're bringing. They have to have they have an IRS, don't they? Is that the name of their IRS? Is the arse?
I heavily doubt it, but sure, we're gonna let that happen.
Yes. Amazingly enough, that is the acronym that they have chosen for themselves, and it gets them ridiculed quite a bit. But that is also why they travel with very heavily armored companions. You can laugh at them momentarily, but they will hand you a bill, and if you do not pay it, they will fuck you up.
So you are the arse agent, and
I am the arse.
me and Casimir are the arse fuckers.
Indeed.
What is happening right now?
Where's that bad jokes for the party?
That's not a bad joke. That's a really good joke.
This is a really good joke, I know, but we're just doing the same pun over and over.
You definitely are.
Casimir, does this sound like a plan to you?
It sounds good to me.
In that case, I will need a couple sheets of paper.
I don't have paper.
Someone
I
here
look over
must
to
have some
Sabbath.
paper.
You don't have Samus.
So,
Samus trips over her
Lord,
bag and
what are you
spills out an
looking for?
entire
The paper's
locker's
not
worth
over
of
there.
papers.
I don't have any paper. I have
Let's
a
get some
scroll.
horses. Let's get some horses. We will figure out from there where the paper is. I literally just need a couple sheets to make this work.
Sounds good. What's around us? Do we see horses?
There is a you know that there is a stable for horses on the north edge of Elekna.
The stable is to the north. We can either head through the city. But I look at the sky. I know that we're on the east side of it, right? Of the town right now.
Mm-hmm.
Are we in the town or on the outskirts?
You're in the town.
Okay. We just have to head up the road to the north.
Yeah. Can I perceive a stationery shop along the way? A magic store where they sell paper? I don't know. Where in your fantasy setting sells paper? A Sevi Levy. Is there an Artstat Sevi Levy? Like even just like a pack of easy riders would do it, you know, or some jokers.
High or low?
Get into character. When we get there, we can pretend to be arse agents so we can practice before we get to the Inquisitors and see if we can intimidate them.
This is a good plan. I'll go with high. This is a bad plan.
Unfortunately, you don't think anyone in Elekna has any paper available.
Slightly new
How
plan.
big of paper
Same
do you
thing.
need?
No. Here's an interesting thing. Defender has eaten the papers. A simple explanation. The bear ate it.
Sure.
I give both Technician and Casimir one of my non-magic cards, and say, hey, you can use these to pretend to identify yourself. Just don't let them get a good look.
This is perfect. And Rep Rap is going to use Artificer's Tinkering to write on the card, on both cards. One is going to say arse, and the other, like as an acronym, and the other one's going to say arse fucker.
Sure.
Or actually, no, you know what? Because it's Casimir, big arse fucker. There we go. Those are paper cards, right? Like they're made of compressed tree. Okay, cool.
Compressed tree.
I thought they were stone for some reason. I don't know why. I have no idea why.
I think the first iteration was stone. I think the newer ones are paper, right?
No, they were just really heavy stock. I don't remember them being stone. That would be a lot of work to chisel a bunch of, unless they have some laser engraving in.
Not magic.
Cohen. That's fair. So we make our way to the stables on the north side of town?
Yes,
yeah.
Let us go.
Okay.
Are there horses there?
There are horses there.
Convenient. How many?
Enough for all three of you.
Do they have three? Is there a person working the stable?
Yes, there is.
I approach them. Hello.
Greetings.
We need 3 horses, preferably as close or similarly looking as possible to each other. And if you have them, your finest reins and equipment, so we can impress the people we're about to meet.
Sure. So tack that is exceptional then.
Uniform tack. Uniform horses.
Sure.
You see this horse and that horse? That horse is 5 centimeters taller. These are not uniform horses.
No, there's
I don't think
no such thing.
I don't think that will matter.
No, it won't. But here,
as long as their other parts are uniform, if you know what I mean.
It depends. Don't have sex with my horses. Thank you.
I was not suggesting any such thing, sir. So 3 horses and uniform, beautiful, very well made tack. How much would that run us?
It's gonna be $1 each.
I slide him 5 gold. You keep this between us that we have taken horses from your stable.
Sure. He takes it. He starts getting the horses ready for you.
I go and help because I know how to.
Sure. All right. Casimir just sort of sits outside. He's just chilling for the time being because his new visage is sort of a little bit too monstrous.
Just his visage, though.
What?
Nothing else is too monstrous. Is he built like a horse?
Who? No, he's built like a wolf.
Oh, not as good as a horse. Got it.
A
No.
horse wolf? No, have you ever noticed that like there's like horse flies, right? And everybody's just like, "Oh my god, it's a horse fly," but it's just like a really big fly, and then an actual horse fly is like even bigger than that. Horse wolf.
Would it be a wolf or a worse?
No, a worse is a sausage.
Not worst. A worse.
You're a worst.
I know.
A few minutes later, your horses are ready to go, and he pulls them all out for you, and you guys are able to set off. Easterly. What are you guys doing?
Easterly. You
East-
mean northwest?
Oh, west. Sorry, I'm in a weird spot right now. Give me a second. My Casimir was not.
They're going to
updating.
Veniscund, right?
Yes, you're going to Veniscund. Cool. So what are you guys doing? You just riding? What's your pace? Because you guys have arrived like early morning. It would be morning now for them.
We should move with all haste. Giddy up.
Okay.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw.
Yee.
I would say we're moving at the fastest pace a horse can move, which I think is like 60 or something. Is that right?
I think it's 40. I know it's 40 miles a day. Realistically, if you're not going super fast. But you also know that your enemies are on foot and they're not going to be able to move nearly that far. So, you guys start making your way west. I think the first day, I think it's 2 days. Yeah, it's 2 days, 2.5 days, almost 3 days on horse to go from Veniscund to Elekna. For the first day, high or low?
Low. Shit.
Make a perception check. Everybody.
That includes you two noobs who aren't even here.
I already had the check rolled.
Oh my gosh. I can't do anything. Every 5 minutes, this program just stops working and freezes my opera literally every 5 minutes. So, I don't know why. It's worked all the way up until now. It's fine. There we go. Oh, Casimir's actually pretty good at perception for some reason. Interesting.
Can he see when he's about to get shoved off a bridge? Just kidding.
Actually, all three of you notice that there, again, for a second time, to the south on your left, you're basically going over a large ashen field where they're growing some sort of rice or something, but the water's very murky. But directly in the middle of this rice field, there is a large scarecrow.
I feel like we've seen the scarecrow before, technician.
But maybe this one is friendly.
What are the odds that it is friendly, technician?
Low. However, we should note its location. This is a perfect opportunity to drag people back if we are being pursued.
Where are we at currently on the road?
You are currently, you know what? I'm gonna get the Hodieger thing. Where did I put it? There it is.
Just like draw it like that.
Yeah, just go ahead and put an X. It's to the south of where you guys are. You guys have traveled for the better part of a day. It's right here. Like a little bit far south of right here.
Yeah, that's the best little let me.
Okay. And it's just chilling. And the biggest thing that all of you notice is that there are no bird noises. 0 bird noises.
It's standing in a field of what?
Of rice. A wetland
Rice.
that has rice growing out underneath it.
Well, it seems to be doing its job efficiently. I don't see a bird in sight.
So we are not going to investigate it this time, correct? No, no
It
investigating
seems
the scarecrow.
unwise.
Okay.
We have a job to do. We are employed by Ars, clearly, so that we must stop the inquisitors who don't pay their taxes.
Let's go get that arse money.
I continue down the road.
Okay. Second day. Technician, high or low?
Low.
Roll it.
Suck my dice. Up your rolls. Up's yours. Ups is yours is rolls is.
You guys are traveling down the road and you see a large plume of light gray smoke. You guys are going over like a hillscape, and you're going up and down these hills, and when you reach the top of the hill on the other side of another hill that's adjacent to this one, you see a large plume of gray smoke coming up from the other side.
Feels quite strange that we keep encountering distractions while we're trying to find these inquisitors.
Real quick, DM. Qualified large for me. A bale of hay on fire, or like 5 dudes hotboxing a car.
I would say that it's closer to 5 dudes hotboxing a car, and they just open all the windows at once. It's less big than enough.
Is the car on the road?
Is the smoke? Does the smoke appear to be coming from a spot in the I keep wanting to say in the future, in the distance, a spot in the distance that would appear to be on the road?
It is on the road, and it looks like a plume of smoke, but it looks like multiple plumes of multiple smoke trails coming together to make a plume because of weather.
Could be people. I believe that might be who we're looking for. Even if it isn't, we could ask them about their current tax status and offer them a quick audit. I am positive they would decline.
So we don't see the source of the smoke. We just see the smoke over the hill.
Mhm.
And the smoke is to our
West.
west northwest.
Yes.
Or just west. Okay. Well, it seems to be on the way, technician. So let's see if we can find the source of it as we continue to proceed.
Agreed. Let us press on. It could also be that they have more soulweed. It is interesting that I decided to, for some reason, collect soulweed, even though I can't really use it without Kuzma.
Habitually just gathers drugs for some reason.
My collection.
But what do you mean you can't use it without Kuzma?
I have no accoutrement.
Well, I'm sure that there's ways to solve that.
Interesting.
Also, you could barter with it.
One of my rations probably has an apple in it, right?
Sure.
No?
Why do you have rations?
Because
He
every time
he
they
carries
give us
rations.
I carry rations.
He literally carries
because everybody
rations.
else is they're just like here you go, everybody have rations. I'm like, cool, I'll hold on to these in case somebody needs it. Nobody's ever needed. So I just have a shitload of rations. I'm a fucking 7-Eleven. I'm a sentient convenience store.
What kind of set are we talking about, though? Are you the one that I wouldn't step foot after 10 p.m.?
I'm the one that has drugs. Okay.
Okay. Well, anyway, there's two of those. There's two kinds of those.
Go ahead, Lower.
While he's talking to himself in his head, I pull out the empty potion bottle from the potion of fire breathing that I finished recently, and I toss in the bottle and say, maybe you can modify this since you are quite the tinkerer.
Ah, yes. Here we go. This I can work with. Thank you. God damn it, Bisbee.
I've never seen Summit so high in my life.
Okay. What are you guys doing? So, you're making your way. Are you walking forward? Like, what's your plan exactly?
I would vote that we continue on our horses. Just keep going. More go.
Correct. We're gonna follow the path, and if we see the source of the smoke at any point, we'll pay attention to see what the source might be from the road.
Okay. You keep making your way across, and you can hear the sort of sounds of you can hear people talking to each other, but it's more like sort of throat singing almost. As you crest the top of the hill, you see 6 wide-brimmed hats and a very tall blue-skinned woman in the middle of them.
Is there smoke coming from any of them?
They're all carrying sensors that are emitting a blue fire that is releasing the smoke into the air.
Are they within shouting distance?
Yes.
All right. Rep is going to turn his volume knob all the way up and shout, "You there! Halt! Official business!" And then, turning the volume down, say to Casimir and Lorchik, "Follow my lead." And as soon as they pop off, just react. But until then, just look mean as possible. Simple yes, no, grunts, nods, head shakes. That's all.
One of them turns around, and the whole group stops and turns around with them and looks at you. They just sit there silently.
Okay, we'll just ride up to them. Stop about 10 feet away. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Rep will dismount and walk up and sort of extend the card out and say, "Official business of Ars. We have it on good authority that one of you has not been paying their taxes."
Will you make a deception check for me, please? I'll give you advantage because of your neat card that you made.
Somebody repeat back to me exactly what I just said, because I think I did this right. Ars, we have it on good authority. One of you has not been paying your taxes. None of that is actually a lie.
But you're not part of ours.
No, I didn't say I was. I'm calling somebody an Ars, handing them a card that says Ars. No, okay, I'll give it a deception check. Hang on.
No, I'm thinking about it.
With advantage.
I clicked the wrong button. Hang on.
Disadvantage? You still
I clicked the wrong button. Wait, what?
you still rolled
He
two
rolls two
14s. No, I'm leaving you at disadvantage because you rolled well. Because you're dumb. You rolled 2 dice. It still took the higher 2 of the 2. You're fine. The Inquisitor sort of looks at you and puts his hand on his hips, while the other ones sort of shift uncomfortably.
I don't understand what you mean. We don't pay taxes.
You do not pay taxes for actions that you do in and around Artstock. You have been working outside of Artstock. Have you been declaring the taxable values of those reimbursements that you have submitted to the Crown?
He sort of looks back at all of his companions, and they all start drawing weapons.
That is what I thought. That is what I thought. Excuse me. This can be settled with coin. There is no need for this to get nasty. My associates here are not very happy about the situation in the first place, but there is no need for this to get nasty. On the other hand, there's a very good chance if you proceeded all the way to Artstadt without clearing up your fines, that you would be arrested on sight. Tax evasion is a very serious crime. Source, me.
He just looks at you and he says,
Are you giving us coin? Because that would be potentially fine.
I'll tell you what, we can consult with you on how to fix your tax status. I would recommend you not set foot in Artstadt. If you have business there, we can handle it on your behalf.
he looks at you and he smiles, and you can tell that he's smiling under his mask, and he says,
Well, are you going to buy this prisoner or not? Because you are interfering with Inquisitor business.
When he says that, what prisoner do we see?
a giant blue-skinned woman that's been chained up.
How big is she compared to them?
She's like 9 feet tall.
And they're all about what, 6?
Yeah.
Are you attempting to bribe an agent of ours?
Wait one moment. She is quite interesting. How much for the prisoner?
10,000.
How much do they owe in fines?
They don't. You're paying for her life.
As far as I can tell, they owe at least 11,000. Based on the way those two are squirming in the back, maybe more.
We could just take the prisoner and we can call it their fines paid.
What do you
We
mean?
do have this authority, yes. Well, you want to sell the prisoner for 10,000. I assess, as a tax assessor, without doing a formal and, quite frankly, painful audit, that your fines are more likely in excess of that. So, an even trade, you give us the prisoner, we go fix your paperwork. Everything should be fine by the time you get to Artstadt.
You are hit by 7 bolts from the wilds.
They're all nat ones.
They're all surprisingly low. They all look at you, and then one of them starts whispering to another one. As there's 3,
Do I see them whispering to each
yeah,
other or not?
yeah. There's 3. So
It is a little late to come up with a tax evasion strategy. You have already been busted, boyo.
there's 3 in the front that have drawn oversized mauls, and then there are 2 in the back who have oversized longbows. And when I say
I draw my maul when I see them draw theirs.
when I say oversized bow, I'm talking that the arrows are an inch in diameter.
The oversized bows that we dealt with before,
Yep.
the tree trunk fucking arrows,
Yep.
yeah.
While I'm holding my maul, I flick the temper to try to like make it spark blue.
It does. It spins really fast. It like starts to glow.
I like give them a mean look and try to like intimidate
okay.
them.
So I'm gonna sort of halfway turn to Loerchik and say, the woman, the prisoner, does she appear willing to you?
She does.
You believe she is willing. Because they do not seem to favor this arrangement that we are making with them to save their own butts from prison.
I look to the woman and ask her, why did they grab you?
Make a perception check, Lorshik. They have put her in locks on her hands so that she can't cast spells, but her hands are like this. And she just looks at you. I need you to make an insight check, please. You can tell that she's eyeing something on her right side, one of the Inquisitors on the right side.
On her right or on my
On
right?
her right, on your left.
How many total Inquisitors are there?
Six.
Six. And how are they arranged compared to her?
The three with the mauls have moved in front of her. There's one with a great bow on her right, on her left, and then one directly past her right shoulder, or her right side, behind her.
So 3 in front of her, 1 on her right side behind her, and where are the other 2? Sorry.
There's one on each side of her, one directly behind her, and then offset just a little bit so he can see all of you. And then there's 3 in front with mauls.
Got it. And where, how is she chained? Is she chained to a log? Is she chained
She's
to a boulder?
chained.
Is she just chained shackled?
She's shackled in the way that we do modern prisoners, where their hands are shackled to their feet.
Okay.
And then
she's not bound to the ground.
No. But there's also a thin cable linking her finger cuffs to the guy on her right.
Okay. And the 3 in front of her have the mauls. The 2 with the bow. Three
mauls, with bows.
2 bows.
3 bows. 3
okay.
mauls. Yeah. Here, I will put them down. I will label them for you.
And how many days have we traveled so far? So we still haven't
2.
finished 1?
2 days.
2.
So they have sort of moved up. This is obviously not to scale, but I assume that you guys are sort of like this, right?
Yeah.
And then there's one guy offset to her right over here. Do you see the picture now?
Yeah. How long is the cable that's connecting her to the guy?
10 feet-ish.
Perfect. I look over to technician. How would you like to handle this?
Technician is going to walk up and get closer to the one in the front and the middle.
Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry. Let me unpause it. There you go.
Yeah, it's paused. Yeah.
Go ahead.
We tried to handle this to your benefit.
There's Defender for you, too.
Thank you.
As he's doing this, I prepare the ring on my finger. I'm going to hold that action until technician does something stupid.
That's inevitable. Sure.
I hold my action indefinitely. Okay, so Rap is going to just go from sort of being very dour about it to being very cheerful. Well, if that's the way you feel about it, and I can see that you are ready for violence, I will give you something that should help once you get back to Artstadt. If you take this and you show it to them, they will let you pass and let you fix your tax situation with ours before they decide to imprison you. And Rap's going to reach into his bag, pull out a grenade, drop it on the ground, and roll it in.
I vortex warp her onto my horse, and I start riding away.
Hold on. Don't you have to be within touch range to vortex warp another person? You have to be next
You do
to her.
not.
You don't?
do not. You have to be within 120 feet.
And I assume Mr.
Damn.
Cable
Fucking
Boy is
exploding
going to start
dope.
getting drug along the ground, being pulled by a horse.
Okay. So you're pulling her. And then is it just one willing creature, right? Can you post the ring?
So well, it's Vortex Warp is the spell. The ring is just a spell
Oh,
storing
can you
item.
post Vortex Warp
yeah,
real quick?
I'm on it. If I can find it.
Spell no longer exists. DM deleted it.
No, this actually could be part of the whole thing that happened with my spell book in
It should be there.
it should be. I can't even remember what level it is. That's the other problem. Oh, there it is.
Oh, brings all your radiant spells to the top. Okay.
I'm sorry, it's 90 feet, not 120 feet.
You're still well within that though. An unoccupied space of your choice, so they cannot be on the horse with you. She can be next to the horse.
Okay. Next to the horse is fine. When she warps, I reach out and try to pull her onto the horse with me. Well, like I know she's shackled. I'm gonna try to like reach under her arm and bring her up on me.
All right.
Make a save for that or a strength check or something. Since she's massive.
No. It's gonna be an athletics check at advantage because she's gonna help you.
Oh, nice. I have a plus 10 to that.
Okay. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go into combat real quick. If this will let me do it at some point, that would be nice. But literally, Opera just dies for some reason anytime I try and do something. Oh, feels bad, man.
Just the rogue flexing on everybody.
You get high numbers, man.
It's okay. The only thing he can do is pretend to stab people in their dick. He can't even really stab them.
He can also vanish from the sight of God, so like
That dick stab was 1d6, I'll have you know. I do real damage.
What's your stealth check?
So like
what's your bonus plus what?
15. Min
Oh,
10.
it's same as me. Fuck yeah, we can both hide from God.
Yeah, but one of you has better rolls than the other canonically.
That's fair. Make a good point.
I need everyone to roll initiative, please. We're gonna get.
trying.
There you go. That's not what they're called. What are you doing, Sabas? You're not in this.
You said everyone.
She's with us in spirit.
You
We are
feel the
channeling
rustle of old
Sabas's-
papers and the smell of mummies behind you, getting ready to fight.
I got the feeling that I'm gonna take some tiles off some motherfuckers' roofs. Which is obviously code for drop a grenade on the ground and walk away.
Literally mic dropping them with the fucking grenade.
Oh yeah, Casimir gets advantage on initiative. Okay. What we're gonna do? You dropped a grenade.
Yep.
And during this sort of surprise phase, Casimir is going to rage. And he also gives you guys 5, whenever he rages, all of you, including the blue lady, get 5 temporary hit points. And until his rage ends, the chosen creatures can use the following benefit on each of their turns. When the creature hits a target with an attack roll and deals damage to it, the creature can roll a d6 as bonus to the damage equal to the number rolled. So all of you get plus a d6 damage. Anytime you deal it.
Aside from the voice, I love New Casimir. This is great.
And also, yeah, he's about to do some real rough stuff to these people.
Casimir knows what a grenade is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we taught the warbands.
Do what?
We taught the warbands about grenades.
Oh yeah. Casimir,
yeah.
Casimir is very. That's why he's just raging, and then he's gonna run basically to this side. So he's basically would be just outside the grenade range, because they're all not within 20 feet. I would say that these first 5 are within the main 20 feet. It's 20 feet, right?
It is.
Yeah. Okay. And then what do?
Basically, the grenade is going where the blue lady was, so they're in range. Rep is not.
Okay.
That's the idea.
This bat guy is going to be out of range. He actually backed up a lot because he doesn't need to be anywhere near anybody. So I didn't really make a good. I didn't show you.
Put him in the ocean. Put him in the ocean.
He's not that far. He's not that far, but.
Put him in the
All
ocean.
right. I'm gonna roll damage. If you want to start rolling 15 DC 15 dex saves.
Jesus, 15.
15. I'll post it so you know I'm not bullshitting.
Yeah. Well, when my opera decides to start working again.
But the other thing is we never got grenades in VTT.
Yeah.
We got to do it through the Viki. Yeah, the Viki.
The D&D Beyond way.
Yeah.
No. Hey, okay. That's funny. I can still see it. It's still struggling to load, but I saw the damage. I can even see the damage. And if they succeed, are you using the spell or no? Are you doing the spell?
No.
You're just doing a regular grenade?
Yep, just a regular grenade.
Okay.
Because if I do the spell, we're all within range. I'll blow us all the fuck up.
That's actually fair. 15. Okay. Yep. Luckily, I can select them all and do dexterity, saving throw, normal. Oh my gosh. One of them failed. And it was the middle guy that you threw basically behind him. So he takes 23? And the rest take half, right?
Yeah. 12? Sorry,
Yep.
round up or round down?
Round down.
11?
Round down.
Okay. But when I do damage to you, we round up. But when you do damage to me, we round down all the way down to like 0.
No. All right, and then they're technically surprised, so they don't get an action. And then she's over here with Lorishik, and he is going to be drug. It's going to be a good time. But we're going to go and start the technically second round. Is Technician. And you said you ran away, right?
No.
Oh,
No, I didn't.
sorry.
That's why I put the grenade where.
Okay.
He mic dropped and imposingly backed up 5 feet. Like, what up, bitches?
Like a mic drop.
Yes. It
I tried to be
was an
nice.
explosive finish.
Okay, so what would you like to do, technician?
Yeah, okay. Hammerhead. Let me remember how to target. Yeah, there we go. Hammerhead. I am the one camouflaging guns. Risk my life to keep my people from harm. Oh, it's still. Hang on. 2 barrels.
Remember to add a d6.
Yeah, but I have to do the attack roll first.
Mhm.
Surprise advantage? No advantage?
They are no longer surprised.
Okay.
You're attacking that middle guy.
Yeah.
I think his AC is higher than that.
Okay. Second attack. It's 21 hit.
Yep. Um,
I am
damn.
consistent today.
Sheesh. Okay. Bonus action.
And yep. Defender attack. For 8. Oh, hang on a second. And then, oh, it disappeared.
Does defender get a 1d6 on his bonus
Yep.
damage?
Yep.
Okay. So, so that's 3 more, and then Arcane Jolt, which is no longer in my features, but I still have a button for. Yeah, Arcane Jolt disappeared from my features too.
Give me a second.
It's craziness.
I
Yep.
have to figure something out real quick because for some reason Opera is like literally dying anytime I try and do something.
Sure.
Seems like it might be a VTT thing. Okay. Probably should update anyway. I'll probably update during the break. Maybe. I don't remember what Arcane Jolt does. Give me a second.
Hang on, I've got it in just a second here. Should attack, tool expertise, flash, Arcane Jolt. Once per turn, when you hit a target with a magic weapon attack or you steal the defender hits a target, you can choose to either deliver an extra 2d6 or restore 2d6. So we're going to deal extra damage because nobody's taken damage yet. Let's see, I'm track it here. Creature object within 30 feet of the target. Okay, so we're just gonna give him an extra 2d6.
Okay. I gave you all of your entire character sheet was like wrong for some reason. So
Yeah.
I re-uploaded your features and you should have it now.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to just do it with the Arcane Jolt button then?
No,
or
no. We're going to stick with this
Okay.
for right now. So he
Got it.
does 6 plus 9, 17 damage, right? I already did
Yeah.
8, so I just need to do another minus 9. There you go. Okay. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. Casimir just pulls out his claws and just literally jumps over to the guy. He gets 2 attacks per turn. Oh, this is so frustrating that Opera's just dying. But it literally is it's jumping up to 100% GPU for some reason. I don't understand it. It's becoming nigh unplayable, though, if I'm being honest. During our 15-minute break might be a little bit longer than normal, so I can fix this, because this is insane. So we'll figure it out after this combat, hopefully.
As a minor action, is Casimir just going to yell like "surprise, motherfucker" or something?
Pretty
For
much.
waffling. Okay.
Why don't you go ahead and go, Lorshik, because I literally it's not letting me do anything. Okay, wait, hold on. Do I have I do have reckless attack. That's a hit. And he also gets a 1d6. And then he's also going to use Infectious Fury. Which adds 2d12 psychic damage to it. This guy takes over half of his hit points on the first hit. He can't reckless a second attack. He hits. 1d6. He's dead. Holy crap. Okay. That's fine, Casimir. Just go ham on it. Okay. Lorshik.
When I pulled Blue Girl up onto the horse, I see any more detail on the shackles, that like a way that I might be able to like get the shackles off of her hands at least, so she can use magic again. Like, can I maybe bite it to see if I can get at least one hand free?
You can tell that it's definitely a steel cable linked to some sort of linkage that would release her from it. So breaking the cable would be ideal, but it does appear to be very tough. Yeah, very resilient. So it depends on if you have another option, because this guy was definitely drug like over here.
Got it. Well, how far away from the guys in front of Technician am I?
You're probably 20 feet, maybe, because he walked up a little bit closer.
While I pull her up, I just quickly tell her, figure out a way for me to get you out of those. And I grab my hammer. I assume that I'm strong enough to use my legs to hold on to the horse, so I can use 2 hands to fire the maul.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I'm going to attack. It won't let me select the guy. I'm going to attack the southern guy.
I
know.
Yeah. Okay.
You're dragging.
Keep in mind the guy you're dragging.
No, not the guy I'm dragging.
The guy you're dragging is connected with a cable to her. And you can probably.
She's 9 feet tall and massive, right? So she's probably strong enough to hold on to it.
Yeah.
We're gonna let him keep getting drugged. So the horse is moving. I'm just gonna like keep circling to keep dragging this dumbass, and I'm gonna fire a shot from my castigator at the southernmost mall guy
Okay.
I have selected.
Sheesh. Yeah, that hits. That's crazy.
And I'm going to take my second attack with ranged castigator while I have it.
Okay. There it is.
Love to see it. And I'm going to use the... How much movement do I get since I'm on horseback? Is it 40?
40? I think a horse is 40, yeah.
So I'll use that to close the gap to this guy so I can take my third hit, attack and just like baseball bat towards his face with my maul.
No, movement is 60
Right.
feet, so you have more than enough to move over to that guy.
So you're
I'm just
you're going to move up to him, wielding a two-handed hammer while on horseback and en passant him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. I would like to end right behind him, so to the left of him, if possible, and attack. Normal. I assume that hits sense of 4 hit.
He is flanked by steel defender as well, but that's a shitload of damage.
Oh.
Just roll to see if it crits.
Yeah.
Just roll to see if it crits. Just roll another d20 or another attack roll. No, okay. So you hit and did a shitload of damage.
Cool.
I think he's a breath from death anyway. So whenever my opera wants to come back to us, I will, as quickly as I can, finish their turn, and we should be good. Oh, that was quick.
Are you using Opera for one instance and Firefox or something for another?
No, but this is what I've been doing the whole, like, ever since we started playing, and I've never had an issue until today. Like, ever.
Got it. So they did this release and something's just going on.
I haven't even updated, though. That's the thing.
Do you have Windows updates to do? Because that's what was going on with my Discord was Windows Update.
I have no idea, if I'm being honest with you. How much did you do? 18. Wow, that guy is a hurting unit.
Oh, I can bonus. I have a bonus action. What am I doing? I'm so sorry. I'm going to use my bonus action to action surge.
It's action surge is not a bonus action. It's its own thing.
It's a special.
Yeah.
Oh, so I can just do it anyway.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna action surge. I'm gonna hit him again.
Mm-hmm.
I assume that hits.
You don't even have to roll damage. He's 100% dead.
Cool.
That definitely.
So now I'm gonna swing at the guy right in front of technician.
Yep.
Oh, I should be rolling with advantage on these guys. That's
Yep.
what you were saying.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Because defender.
Got it.
Him defend, but him also flank.
I assume he also takes damage. He has the same AC.
You haven't been adding d6s to any of these attacks, by the way. You needed to be adding d6s to your damage.
I mean, the only thing that changes
Okay.
is he would have an extra attack against this guy. Because
Yeah, because
He
the
would've-
guy would
yeah.
die.
Yes, yes. You've hit the other guy 3
Okay.
times. It would have killed him. He was actually 3 hit points short, so you have an extra attack against this guy.
Got
And
it. So I'll just roll a d6 for this.
Actually, no. 17 plus the minimum amount of d6 puts that guy out as well. So you have another attack against another person, except for this guy.
And
this,
I have 40 feet of movement still.
this guy would be too far away. So this guy is the only one that's close enough.
Okay. So I'm going to move.
This guy's like way over
up-
here.
I'll move up behind that guy just like I did the first one. So I go on his left so Casimir can move in closer eventually.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll use my 2 remaining attacks on him.
There it is.
I did that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then last attack. I assume I hit because of the 4.
You hit with the 3.
Oh, sweet.
Actually, you as long as you don't roll a nat 1, you hit. It's just one of those
Great.
things.
I do kind of want that to be on a shirt. You hit with a 3.
And then
You still have a bonus action.
I'm going to Hungry Jaws this asshole.
You gonna bite him from horseback?
Damn straight. Why did that not? Oh, there it is.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Does the
That
bite
is
get
my
an
turn.
extra 1d6?
Yeah.
Oh.
All weapon attacks do.
Oh, he gets 3 more.
All right. All of
Where
the
does this jerk down here move to now that we've
he is
gone up?
like over here on the ground.
What exactly is 40 feet of drag damage?
I would equate it to falling damage. I'd definitely equate that to falling damage. So
Does he get disarmed in the
Are you
process?
sure?
Roll a d100 to see
Well,
if a rock's in the
so
way.
so here's the thing: is it's just dragging. He's wearing armor, and it's also like he's holding on to the rope. He definitely dropped his bow, so he doesn't have his bow with him. But he's not like, unless you're dragging him over like rocks or something, you're on a hill. That's not particularly like dangerous for him to be drug around. He's also wearing armor, so
Okay. We'll just make the assumption that I'm trying to constantly keep moving while going around, and I'm taking my bites and stuff while we're moving.
oh no, I know.
En passant. Used. This is why you need to know en passant for chess. It's just absolutely devastating to anybody.
I'm fucking everyone up in passing.
Yeah.
That's what he's trying to say in some foreign language.
That's
That's my turn. I have nothing else to do.
Okay.
Its name happens to be in French. The less common en poisson, which is just with fish.
Fair enough. What is your AC right now, Loashik?
201.
Sure.
16.
16? Okay. All right, I can actually go now. Take. You take 10 points of damage.
Quick VTT meta question. When I have temporary hit points and I take, say, I have 5 temporary hit points, I take 10 damage. Should I be subtracting -10 from my health or delete the temp and then -5? Is
You
there a
remove the
correct way to
temp
apply this damage?
first. Temp always goes first,
Okay.
and then it goes into your hit point pool after that.
Thank you.
Wow. He's just awful. I need at the end of this turn, she literally yeah, I don't even know if this is actually he has like a 10% chance to actually stop her from literally ripping his arms off. Oh great. So basically she jumps off the horse for a moment, pulls on the cable really hard, and yeah, he literally has a 10% chance to resist this, and if he doesn't, it's going to be a really hard time. because you can see as she pulls it, lightning begins to like charge on her arms because she's wearing just like basically a robe over like a sort of vest type robe that you would see from someone in the Verdant Guard. And her arms begin to charge with lightning, and she pulls really hard, and lightning shoots straight down the cable into him. And at the same time, this could potentially do enough damage to rip him in half. So, whenever my opera decides to work again. And that should be it for this combat. Because that guy's definitely dead. That other man's is probably not going to live for very long. Okay, this is the longest it's ever taken to do this. Oh, okay. And the whole thing crashed. Brilliant. There we go. Let's see if I can do something. Get back into it, maybe.
You are in pirate mode.
I have to for this specifically. I can't have it not be in incognito because it's technically two separate connections. If I have them both in one thing, it.
I got you. So, chat. Has anybody else seen the brand new DeLorean? And wow, it has a feature where they give you a wristband that measures a heart rate, and it transmits that heart rate and fake kisses to the driver's seat of the DeLorean.
What?
I'm not kidding. This is a real thing.
So
DeLorean
that
Alpha 5, I think is what they called it. Some weird ass name like that.
After the Power Rangers?
Yes. It does actually kind of look a little Power Ranger too. Now they say that. Hang on, I'll post a link.
I have the link. I just want to know what the fuck feature you're talking about.
Okay, we are. I think we're good, maybe. It actually seems to be performing a lot better for some reason. Okay. So she's gonna make an athletics check. Oh, now the lag starts again. Yeah, so he actually can't roll high enough. He's gonna take Yep, he's fully dead. So, Loershik, you see her jump off and her arms charged with lightning. She pulls really hard, and you hear this bone rattling crunch as you see him sort of sizzle, and then all at once stop moving all at once. And then she walks over and she pulls out that cable, and her sort of finger clasp things fall off, and she turns to that other guy. This guy here.
She does this, my heart flutters a little bit, and I just like gaze at her.
This guy surrenders, and this guy's gonna try to run away.
How far away is that dude?
He's at like 60 feet now.
Well, I mean, we have a scale on the map somewhere. He's 4 days by horse.
Thank you for that. That was good.
That was really good.
I'm not going after him. He is 4 days by horse. Okay. He's 60 feet away.
Yeah.
And he's trying to run away.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, dare I? I dare. Sorry. That was the end of their turns
Yep.
collectively. Or?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
And this guy like surrendered. He fell to his knees. He hands up. That type of
Yep.
thing.
Yep.
Get over here.
Oh man,
18 Constitution.
that's a 9.
All right. So he's going right next to his. No, he's going right next to his buddy.
Oh, okay.
Surrender.
He drops his bow, puts his hands up.
You have made. You have made a wise decision, but you should pay your taxes. All right. Let's do some interrogatory do here. Which of you has a key to the shackles?
Actually, as you ask that, she's actually ripping the key off of the guy that had the cable and undoing her own shackles.
Never mind. My question is irrelevant. How did you find out where she was?
It was not hard. They heard rumors and they sent us. Yvonne sent us over here.
Why do you serve Yvonne?
He pays well.
How much?
For this, we are supposed to receive 8,000.
He didn't pay you up front.
No.
Do either of you have families?
I do. And the other guy just shakes his head.
Is anybody you know an arcane magic user?
No. I sent them your way before I joined. I know who you are.
Why, for so little gold, would you go out of your way to make the world a worse place?
Because things in Artstadt are not exactly up and up. The majority of us can't afford to eat, or they don't pay us anything. So, upon the opportunity of training and other aspects, we signed up.
As they're saying that, I take both their bows and toss them to technicians' feet. And I give them both some jerky.
They actually like pull up so they wear like a wide brimmed hat that's like a helmet integrated into it, and they pull up their visors, and they're just normal humans. They do appear like exhausted. You can see that they have really dark circles under their eyes, and they just take the jerky and they eat.
Are all of the other four dead? Or
Yes, they are. The ones that you hit are dead. The other ones, yeah, they're all pretty much dead, actually.
One got mauled by a Wolverine. 3 others got hammered in the face, and 2 are alive.
So we can either take you back and treat you as prisoners, which our prisoners seem to be treated very well considering how you treat yours, or we can spare you from any further suffering and end it here. Do you have a preference?
I don't want to die. And the other guy just hasn't said anything. He just seems really angry about something.
Which one seems angry?
The
Sorry,
top one. The top one.
The top one seems very angry?
Yeah.
Okay. I may have an alternative. You say that you joined up because it was or felt like your only option in a failing economy where the government doesn't seem to be giving a rat's ass about the health and welfare of its people. What if I told you there are places in this world where the people band together in exactly such circumstances in exactly such circumstances in order to make a better life, even if it costs them theirs? They want to improve things for their community, for their offspring, for the world. Does that sound appealing to you?
Very much so.
What are your names?
I am Johann, and he is Silas.
Johann, do you agree to work the earth, to make food, to help those around you? And we can show you where to do this very locally so that you can help make a better world without the needless bloodshed. To never take up arms again in the name of oppression.
I will do it.
And the other one just nods. The guy that had been talking the whole time just nods while he munches on his beef jerky. Primarily, he's just eating, so he's like preoccupied. He doesn't say anything because he's eating.
So both of them at this point have talked.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am
How much
concerned that
gold
we
do you
cannot
have
trust
on
you. He is still concerned about the taxes. I am concerned that we cannot trust you.
She is a cleric, is she not?
And he looks up at the gigantic blue woman, and she nods. And she just looks at you, and she says,
I can zone of truth them if you'd like.
Please, I would like to give them an opportunity to redeem themselves.
she pulls out her spell book and starts reading from it and casts this big zone. Are any of you standing in it?
I'm basically standing on top of them, so I'll go yes.
Lorshik, are you going to stand in it?
I'm standing right at the guy's shoulder, so I assume I'm in it.
Do you submit to the
Yes.
spell?
Yeah.
She looks at both of you and
The
she
zone of truth spell? Yes.
Yes. She looks at both of you and she looks at the two guys on the kneeling in front of you.
They have submitted.
Swear on pain of death you will never take up arms again in the name of oppression or for the cause of Archstat to round up other people.
I will never take up arms again, especially for the Archstat.
The other guy nods and finishes his
I
jerky.
need a verbal affirmation.
I was eating.
Calm down.
It's okay. You can wait. You just can't.
I will
just
never take up arms, especially for Armstead, again. Unless my new people ask me to. I'm willing to.
You will take
I'm
up
willing.
arms in defense of your people, but not in oppression of others.
Absolutely.
The other guy nods.
I will as well.
And Rep Rap's going to look over to Lorachik, sort of like over their shoulders, and just be like, "We should send them to the mushroom farm."
I think that's fair. However, their intel might help back at the warbands. The warbands can always send them to the farm because of Boldo.
You are not wrong. We need to go that way anyway. That is a good plan.
If you
While we're in the zone of truth, do you believe that would you accept working with the community in a communal farm?
I could do it. It wouldn't be enjoyable, but I could do it.
I am sure they will also have defense needs should you prove yourself loyal and capable.
If one leads to the other, then absolutely.
The other one nods.
I would be happy to do that as well.
While they're in the zone of truth still, it is zone of truth, right? That's
Yes,
the
yes,
spell.
yes.
I walk around in front of them and ask, do you believe the Hodiaga are responsible for the explosion in Nilhund?
No, of course not.
Do other Inquisitors believe that?
Rarely, but yes.
Have they provided any evidence to support this?
No.
There is something about Artstat that when the king says something or declares something, you follow it. It's just how it is. It's how it's always been before
the fourth came in, it was unquestionable. King Shiram III was above reproach. And then when he
You believe?
died, his son came along, and I believe that Yvonne is a manipulative bastard.
Do you believe the
Wait.
fourth is actually the fourth?
Oh, no, that's his son. I know that. But I believe that either Yvonne or some other power is taking control of the child. Because in my eyes, children are innocent in most cases. He might not know that what he's doing is wrong.
There was that one little bastard that came into the shop one time and kicked everyone in the shin. He stole my sweet roll.
That's the thing. If it was an art stat, his parents would be punished for it. So
Ah,
Is the cleric in the zone of truth?
mm-hmm.
I look to her and ask her, "What is your name?"
I'm Kirsty. I am the voice of Gleam.
Why-
I am the voice of Gleam. What's your name?
that is most fortunate.
I am Loerchik.
Of the Hodieger. And you are?
That is
And she
correct.
turns to technician.
I am technician R3P-R4P, but most people simply refer to me as Rep. Or, oh no, the one that makes boom.
That's what I thought. I recognized you both. I am not stupid. I saw you in
I
the Verdengard during the attack of the Moonball forces. I unfortunately had to flee at the time.
quick meta question: do I give myself the temporary hit points back and
No.
keep my life at max? Because the damage is supposed to be stacking right now, right? Waiting until.
Yes, it's supposed to be stacking.
Okay.
But
So, how should I track that I was supposed to take 5 HP?
just
In this case?
if she can heal it right now, luckily you guys got to go first. Had you not gotten to go first, this would have been an entirely different situation. That's the only reason that mechanic was
Nice,
there
I
to
take
begin
my
with.
breastplate off, and I show her the pixel rod.
She looks at it and she kneels down and she's like, "Do you mind if I..."
Oh, of course.
And she starts like poking it and squeezing it, and you see like this black ichor squeeze out of like your wounds and stuff as this potion sort of keeps you in this strange state. She says, who made this effect for you?"
Void's champion.
So their Soulforged is real then. I've only heard rumors.
He seems to be able to tear time and space and walk through it.
That would explain this. Well, I'm going to have to commune. I think we should make camp. We should go over. And she like points off. There's like forests basically on this road. It's all forested, but not like, the reason I have forest denoted on the map is because they're extremely thick and extremely like dense and that kind of thing. There's like scatter forests everywhere. And she just points off into like the tree line and she says we should make camp.
I agree.
And I think you should give them their bows back because they no longer have the drive to fight you.
Agreed. And Rep is going to pick up their bows and hand each of them a bow and sort of stand them up. Just be like, I apologize for temporarily robbing you of your dignity. We would like you to accompany us back to our leadership. They would, of course, like to debrief you. I cannot promise it will be the most comfortable experience, but you will not be mistreated.
We lost our dignity when we signed up.
I hand them both 2 things of rations each.
They take them and they start moving, and they're actually like the first ones to run over and start making an area that you guys can camp in, clearing an area for a fire, that kind of thing, starting a fire, that stuff. As all of you wander off into the forest, we're gonna take a 15-minute break. It seems like my opera has like fixed itself. I guess it's having an issue right then and there, but
Magic.
magic of
Have you tried turning it off and on again? Yeah, but we'll see you guys in 15 minutes. Welcome back, everybody. Whoop. Welcome back, everybody, to Legendary Tales. We're back from our 15-minute break. Where were we at? Oh yeah, well, they're making a
We're
camp.
making camp.
Excuse me.
I will pull out the sending stone while we're making camp.
Okay.
And I will send a message back to Stanislava and say, we have found the Voice of Glee. We will plan to return to the warbands tomorrow when our stone has refreshed. We're making camp just north of Veniskund.
So, okay. That's what you send?
Assuming I was within the word limit, yes.
Yeah. I think you were close. I don't think you went over. No, you were just short.
Casimir,
Okay.
how do you feel about us recruiting from the ranks of the Inquisitors?
I don't care. They seem trustworthy. They have no reason to lie to us.
May I ask what happens? How did you become even more swole and hairier? How did you become a good boy?
I've always been a good boy, to be fair. But
This is true.
I think I was with the refugees and we were going to pick mushrooms and there was a camp of creatures that already existed, and I believe that one of them may or may not have had lycanthropy. And with my primal path, they mixed together. And now I am part werewolf, not full werewolf.
That is incredible. I have recently discovered that I am part warehouse.
Interesting.
I feel like you may have taken that as a joke, but it turns out there were things stored in myself that I did not know were there. This, for example. And perhaps is going to open the panel and take out the bag of weed.
That's a lot. I've never seen that much in one place. Why do you have it?
I don't know. Emergencies is what I was told.
Emergencies for what? Are we going to go on a vision quest or something?
Emergency vision quest, yes.
Sure.
This does seem like the time. We are in a camp. We have made camp. We have new friends. Does anybody have brownies?
I have pipe.
Loerchik, would you like to partake in a vision quest?
I appreciate the offer, but I'll keep watch while the rest of you enjoy.
I forgot the cleric's name. The voice of gleam.
Kirsty. Kirsty.
Kirsty, voice of gleam. Have her of very tallness and blueness of skin. Would you like to partake in a vision quest? Would this assist in your communing with Gleam to help Loershik?
It would not. I need to be clear-headed when I cast this spell. So I appreciate it, but I am fine. Thank you.
Defender. Yes, Fred. Rep the party robot. I've got ants in my butts and I need 2 struts.
As you sit there, Kirsty sort of sits by the fire and goes into a sort of meditative state after casting a ritual spell. And she's in a state. She's very clearly not on this plane anymore. And that's not figurative. That's pretty much literal for the most part. Her body may be there, but she's not there with her body. Loershik, what are you doing?
I am going to sit there and just poke at the entropy and eat some jerky while the rest of them, I assume, except for Kirsty, are doing their vision
Well,
quest.
I was going to invite the Inquisitors, former Inquisitors, on a vision quest. I forgot
Johann
that
and
Boris
Silas.
and what was Silas?
Johann and Silas.
Johann and Silas. Why did I think Boris? Where did that come from?
Because the beholder's name is Boris.
The Beholder. Yeah, Boris the Beholder. There it is.
Okay.
Did the cleric heal me? Did you say the
No,
cleric healed me?
She's
earlier?
not healed you yet.
Okay.
She's interacting with Gleam to see what she can do about it. Are you going to go on a vision quest, technician?
Yeah, let's give it a shot.
Okay. Oh yeah, first things first, I need you to make a constitution saving throw, please. And yes, the 2 Inquisitors are going to join you. $23?
My con save bonus is 9.
Even they rolled well. Holy crap. So you guys all, Casimir has given you the implements in order to be able to take part in this vision quest because he does
Casimir,
it.
I believe your pipe needs to be cleaned. This is a very rough draw. It's not really doing it for me.
And then all at once after you say that, all of you just go. All 3 of you. You watch Silas and Johann both sort of. They don't fully eat it, but they like sort of fall backwards and fall on their backs.
Narshi blows.
And then you feel it all at once as well as you're sucked out of your body. Johann and Silas are there with you. They're like, curious. What are you looking for, technician?
I'm not looking for anything specific. This is more about not indoctrinizing, ingratiating our new allies to expand their mind, become one with the global community, to sort of have this shared experience and to understand how they as people are linked to each other and to every other living thing. I should have brought the magical acid for this is probably the issue, but whatever. When in Rome, or when in Miniskund.
When in Veniskunt. So you are pulled out of your bodies, and Silas and Johann look at you, and they're like, "What are we supposed to do here?"
This is a space that exists between spaces. Usually, this is used to ask questions, to understand deeper truths. But more importantly, this is a prime example of how all things are interconnected. We are all individual beings. However, we exist here in this space together in a connection, as all living things do, which is why fundamentals and oppression are things that can never be allowed to stand. Now, I know you understand this now, but this is important because if you understand this in your core, that will help you teach others.
Interesting. So, do we need to ask a question or something?
Do you want to ask a question?
He just sort of looks at you. I'm curious how my wife is doing. And as soon as he says that out loud, all of you, you get thrown all the way to a very distant section of Artstat. If the map would load, I could tell you exactly where it is. All the way to Karis, which is on the west side between Clagnane and Belmont and Bainmont. And it's a small sort of river town where they get a lot of fish and they have a lot of just local stuff that happens there. And it brings you all the way to this very beautiful human woman who is just sitting by the river, washing clothes. And with her, she has 2 small children, 2 small daughters that are just sort of playing in the background as she sort of cleans this thing, cleans clothes.
What are their names?
Oh, her name is Helen, Heln. And then you have Rosa and Ursa. Those are twins. We had them 3 years ago. I'm a bad dad. I don't know when they were born.
You have been working to provide for your family, even though you did. You have been working to provide. For
I
your
didn't
family.
kill. To be fair, neither of us killed anybody.
I understand this.
Most of the time, when you walk in as an inquisitor, they sort of look at you and they go, "We don't want to fight," and then you don't have to kill anyone. They just sort of give up, and if they're most of the time they're not even magic users, they're found not to be magic users and let go. It's very rare that we ever have to kill anyone anyway, because we don't really have a way to prove it. To be fair.
So people are simply accused.
You broke
seeking
out.
to eradicate. Sorry. People are simply accused of being the thing that the Empire is seeking to eradicate, and then their lives get more difficult for it. So, a good old-fashioned witch pursuit.
Yep. That's what most of us did. And then that was Johann speaking. Silas sort of looks up. He goes, "I want to see my grandfather." And with that, it goes all the way to the crag and shows this older gentleman. He's an elf, like a full elf, and he looks old for an elf. And he is sitting in the ration store working one of the smokers. He's in Renault's rations working one of the smokers.
Renault's rations?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, I see your grandfather has found gainful employment. Did you know Lowershik owns a stake in this enterprise?
I did not. Makes me feel good that I am helping provide for you guys, though. That he is a powerful wizard, actually. And he has not practiced for a long time, but I was not willing to risk it.
There is something else you should know. And I assume because he's working in the main Renault's rations, at some point we might witness Silas's grandfather maybe people trafficking.
Oh yeah.
The good kind.
Oh yeah.
There's something else you should know. Your grandfather, being an employee of Renault's rations, most likely is involved in helping people escape the tyranny and oppression of your empire.
Like I said, I believe that he was one of the first ones in. And he is working on making the portal a permanent fixed point for them. That's the last correspondence I heard from him. So
Casimir, you have been away for quite a while and have undergone great change. Do you want to see something?
No. I understand everything that I need to understand right now. Unless we can find Yvonne or something with this. I don't know if we can.
Maybe. I would like to find Yvonne.
he looks at you and his jaw drops, and you are pulled all the way to the northeastern edge of the map. You are pulled to a secluded island on the northeastern edge of this map. This one. I don't know who wrote that, but that actually is perfect. Thank you for whoever wrote that. And you're pulled to this island all at once, all four of you. And you're looking on it. It doesn't pull you any closer than about 4 or 5 miles off the coast, but you're floating at a very high point in the atmosphere, and you're looking down on it. And it basically has like a 2 mile wide black sand beach that leads up to a gigantic white marble fortress. And this fortress has like thousands of beings on it. You can't really tell what they are, but the rest of it's literally like this whole section here is beach on the front of it. and then it goes into the fortress, and the rest of it is just giant rocky sort of protrusions that go out that would be impossible to climb on and land on. It would just be way worse to try and traverse that than it would be to do anything else. So you see this enormous marble fortress, and right in the dead center of it, you can feel something sort of pulling at you, just weirdly.
Johann, Silas, Casimir, we believe this fortress may be where Void is in fact hiding or has been sleeping for quite some time. It does make sense that Yvonne would be here, but specifically Silas and Johann, we believe he has been absolutely manipulating the Child King, the Child Emperor, Shiram IV, and he has been doing that to the benefit of Void, who seeks to keep us all ignorant and warring with each other.
That sounds about right. I think that I could be of use if... Are we going back to the warbands?
We are.
Okay.
I will say that I am sure you could be of more use. I am also sure our leadership would insist on debriefing you before that.
And I will be more than willing to, but I've heard rumors of some of the high-level inquisitors going to this island.
Do any of them return?
They do. But what I've heard over small talk and things that I've happened to hear, there is a hole in the fortress that if you were to use enough or a larger version of what you used in our battle on this hole, it could be devastating.
A petard.
Not necessarily that specifically. It's a
Just a large explosion.
defect.
A large defect.
There's
I
a
see.
defect in the wall.
No, my apologies. A petard is a large version of what I used on you.
Sure. I didn't know that sort of device existed in the beginning. But now that I understand, I assume that you can scale it up in size if we have to. Because I would like
We should
to...
be able to.
I would like to...
I know a guy.
I would like to avenge the king. I assume there was some misdeed happening or something.
I am not in my corporeal form. However, if I were, I could show you something. We do this. I will need you to bear with me, and this may get a little gross, but we have the head of Shiram III. He was tortured to death. We found his body in a crypt, in a room that was definitely purpose-built for torturing. We unfortunately could not take all of him, so we took the part that we could question.
When we get back, I can verify that that is the king.
Indeed. But I believe we have done some very useful recon on our spirit journey.
I agree with you as well. You did not have a question of your own?
No. I understand my purpose, and I know what I must seek, but unfortunately that must wait until after.
That's fair. Well, how do we leave? Does it just end when it ends?
Have you ever questioned the nature of your own reality?
No, because I am content with my own reality.
And just like that.
All four of you are brought back in. Loershik, you watch them sort of nod off for an hour. And in between that time, Kirsty comes back. And she says, I have communed with her. Let's get this ritual underway. She sort of walks over to you, and she lays you down on your bedroll. And she says, this is going to hurt a lot. Just letting you know. And she pulls out of her bag a small wrapped up leather tube, and she puts it in your mouth, and she's like, just don't worry. Bite down if this hurts too much. And she takes her hand, and it begins to glow a bright blue with lightning on it. and she looks down. Do we? Oh, uh-oh.
The Day-Day's frozen.
That was
The camera just needed restarting. I noticed it. I'm on it.
He just looks so happy.
I went from my corporeal form,
Yeah, you
back to
did.
my spirit form, and then came back. That's all.
She takes her hand and begins to crackle with lightning, and she looks at you, and she says, "Take a deep breath." And she pushes on your wound, and she jams her whole hand in it.
Does it hurt?
This is it was numb. You know how it was normally numb for you when you're like time locked or whatever, because you're still time locked. But this is the worst thing you have ever felt in your entire life, ever.
I am biting down really hard, and like Steve Carell getting waxed. I yell instead of Kelly Clarkson. I say Kirsty.
Fair enough. And she digs around in your rib cage for a greater part of 2 or 3 minutes before pulling out a shard of black and sort of like pixelated square energy on the inside, a shard of it. And all at once, you feel the time lock sort of dissipates for a moment, and you literally, are you looking at it, or are you just staring straight up? Like, how are you reacting right now?
I assume my eyes are watering and my neck is arched, so I'm probably not looking at it. I'm just screaming in pain through this leather strap.
Okay. With that, she sort of puts it down, and then she goes straight into your shoulder the same way and digs around for another minute and then pulls it out. And then it's around this time, I would say it's been around 18 hours. You feel awful, right? Because you know that there's an absolutely enormous amount of damage about to hit you when the time lock is over, because her digging around inside of you, not been good so far. And she looks at you and she says, "I got the sources of this affliction. Now I have to cleanse it, but we have to wait until your time lock is over. And I'm letting you know, the amount of blood that has left your body is more than should have, because you were clogged by this ichor. And
I reach into my bag and grab a potion of supreme healing and chug it.
you just straight chug it. That should hopefully be enough. I will be healing you, but you may go unconscious for a minute, but you should be fine. And there's only so much I can do. There's only so much I can do. I can do as much as I can to prevent it, but the problem is it was much deeper than I thought. This first piece, and she shows you this first piece, and it's like a hook made of glass that just has this like roiling chaotic energy inside of it. She says, "This was in your heart."
I didn't know I had a heart, so that's good news.
You have a heart. You're trying to be funny. I appreciate that. It's quite nice, actually. And then this one was deep inside of your bone that connects your shoulder to the cuff. And I think it may have gotten, the heart one may have gotten an artery. So I don't know. We will see. So I think that we stay here, right here, for a while. And right about the time that this is over and you're sort of recovering, just chilling, they all, Technician, Silas, and Johan, pop back into their bodies.
I was wrong about the pipe. Thank you, Casimir.
You're welcome. Technician, you immediately notice that there's so much blood all over Kirsty and Loershik right now that it's just literally like Kirsty is like all the way up her arms and on her chest. And
Kirsty, I am not a physician. But isn't this bad? Shouldn't that be inside the Loerchik?
Yes. But the damage was much more than I expected. I will heal him now, but we may or may not lose him for a moment.
I
That is
look at
okay.
her
I
and
have a backup plan.
I reach into my shirt, my undershirt. I have under my robes usually, and pull out the periaptive wound closure and show her.
It's good that you have that. But again, we are dealing with something that is far and above the power of that specific trinket, I think. So we will see. I got a baby.
Rep is going to put his hand on Loerchik's shoulder, just real quick. There. You will be okay. Just in case.
Thank you, technician. And if I'm not okay for any reason, just remember that Callum died for you.
I need you to make a perception check, please.
Me?
Who?
Yeah, you.
Oh boy. I know what's coming.
Do you?
Oh, I know what's coming.
What do you think is coming?
Callum's gonna appear.
Yeah.
Because I'm already half dead.
He literally walks up to you. What are you doing?
Oh, hello. Just dying. What are you doing?
I saw her talking to Gleam. So I thought I'd use all the energy I've gotten over the last few hundred years and... Yeah. Come back for a bit. What'd you do?
Just trying to save the last Soulforged. And in the process, Voyage Champion decided that he was going to pay us a visit.
Right. Did you die?
Not quite. He put 2 shards of void energy inside of me. My health has been in a time lock, so any damage I take, I don't feel. But that's going to be ending soon, and it's all going to hit me at once. And you know how I am in battle.
Yeah, you'll be fine. If anything, you'll know that you've done good in the world. So, right. Hopefully I won't see you soon, but see you soon.
Hopefully not, but see you soon.
Right. He just sort of looks back like someone's talking to him. Nods. And then he sort of dissipates in like a dust. Like a tempered colored dust.
Can everyone else see him or just me?
Just you.
Technician, I believe I'm hallucinating now. Callum just came to say hello to me.
But Callum was dead twice. The last time I saw him, I was also dead. And then, like, very, very rapidly, Rap's going to turn to Silas and Nohan and be like, oh, by the way, you should be comfortable with being temporarily dead at any time. It happens.
That's fair.
And then back to Lorishek. What did Callum have to say?
He was just trying to his own special Callum way, trying to comfort me. He doesn't think that I'm going to die though.
This is excellent news. Of the 3 of us, he has the most experience with death.
Yeah,
having
true?
been that way for quite a while. I am not a physician, but a dead person would probably know more about being dead than anybody else. At least amongst the living.
That's fair. um. Yeah. So, are you guys doing anything for the next couple nights, or are you just chilling? Because there's one thing that we have to handle before I end this episode, and that is the time lock leaving, or the time lock ending.
Considering I have a gaping hole in my chest and shoulder, I have a feeling that I'm not doing much beyond laying down.
No, you're gonna do one thing for me. High or low?
Fuck. Hi.
Okay. So I'm letting you know before you roll it. You chose high. That means if you roll low, meaning a 1 through 25, you die. You're just dead before any of the healing can affect you because it goes damage.
But well,
The reason I'm saying this is because of the fact that it was Void's person that did it specifically. Okay?
okay.
Spare the dying will come into effect if he doesn't die straight out. That's what I'm going to rule on this one.
Got it. Yep.
Okay.
Makes sense.
This is a literally straight up dead because the amount of damage that was basically compounding with her having to save him. Because if she would also explain this to you beforehand, is basically what she did is she contacted Gleam, and Gleam was like, he has some stuff inside of him, you have to get it out, and then you can heal after. But the problem is that if she had cast Greater Restoration to fully fix him with that stuff inside, he would have died anyway. So, because it would have sealed all of the bad inside, and then you would have just had a shard of void in your heart forever. And there's no like Iron Man way to get out of it. So that's what this is going to be. You chose high, so you have a 25% chance that you're instantly dead.
When am I doing this?
Right now.
You know that for Loershik, rolling 1 to 25 isn't a 25% chance.
It's a 99. Alrighty. I'm gonna close my eyes for this one.
Of all of the rolls. Oh my god. Okay. I'm crying because of like how this is the worst thing ever to say about this, but how low air chic is that? It is. Oh man. Okay. So
I use Will of the Old King.
you know what? I'll allow it.
What?
You know that
Yeah.
he literally came back and gave you one last shot at Will of the Old King.
Okay.
Where were you when double one?
Oh no.
But if you roll a 1 again, then Technician also dies.
Perfect. I love it. Here we go.
No, of course. A 0-1 into a 96. Okay, so here's how this is going to work. Okay, you literally the second that it ends, you get pulled up to the eternal vision, the moon, just like Technician did, right? And literally, who's waiting there for you? Callum looks at you and goes, "Thought you said you'd be fine."
The voice of Gleam did mention that I might be out temporarily. I don't know if this is temporarily or not, but she really got in my guts with her whole hand. She put leather in my mouth. It was very much an experience. I think you would have been a fan.
No. And he just walks over to you and he reels back and he goes, wham, and he slaps you across the face and you go right back into your body. And you wake up and you're coughing and it's just blood, and literally Technician, I assume that you're just like cure wounds, like doing everything to like prevent, literally, because he died.
Yeah, just grabbing health potions and dumping them on him. Just all of it. Yeah.
And even Gleam is like literally literally casting all the spells on you, and you come back and there's just your mouth is full of blood, and she like flips you on your belly so that you can cough all that stuff out, and you sort of you get over it for a minute. You're going to be hurting for a long time, for a while, because this was basically, imagine like all that pain slapping at the same time. You went into shock, and then you got pulled into the tunnel vision, and the whole experience altogether. But you live through this, and
Chick, I thought we lost you.
I saw Callum again, and I was on the Eternal Vision, so I think you did lose me. But
Did
you know how Callum is.
Does your everything hurt?
I kind of looked down at my everything. Yes, very much so.
And you can definitely tell that like the scales that you did have are now scar tissue all the way across your side, and then your shoulder also has the same scar tissue across it. And literally, Kirsty looks at you and goes, "Sleep," and she casts sleep on you. Are you gonna resist it?
Yes, I am. And while I'm trying to keep myself awake, I'm gonna say, "Do you like lizards with scars?" And then I give in.
She just smiles wide at you as you like fall asleep. And for the next 3 days, the next 2-ish days, Technician, Loishik sleeps through the whole thing. You and everyone else stay on guard, and every once in a while, like the Silas and Johan bury their former comrades in the forest, like farther in, so the animals don't come after it, and like no one on the road. They hide everything fairly easily while you, Kirsty, and them camp. Sabas and Vidar, the next 2 days are I think it's still 2 days, almost 3 days for you guys. It's closer to 3 days for you guys, are spent hanging out with the fallen angel in that sort of catacomb area where you are not messed with. Like no one even comes in there. The inquisitors that are or the people that are supposed to be holding prisoners don't worry about it. And all of you come back to the war bands at the same time. Loershik is like passed out in Kirsty's arm, just being held by her as you all get back to the war bands. And I think that's going to be it for this episode of Soulforged. And yeah, that's going to be it. Because I think that we did everything we wanted to do this episode. And I don't want to get into anything else because then it'll take too long. So, yeah, that's going to be it for this episode of Soulforged. I hope everyone had fun. Yeah. Everyone have a great week. Do the right thing. And we should maybe see you next Tuesday. It depends. It's going to be the final episode of Soulforged is the next episode. And we're going to have special guests and stuff. So we will figure that out. It might not be soon, but we'll figure it out. Everyone have a great week. Do the right thing. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. And we should see you when we see you. Bye.